Oh, down there, baby, don't care, baby, don't care, don't care, baby, don't. So I decided what I'm gonna do. So I'm making my way to the misty mountains where the spirits go now. Moving here where the spirits high. Ooh, boom, boom, doom, doom, doom. Happy Friday. You got that Friday feeling yet? I might. It's generating. It's percolating. It's a sensation. It's growing. Oh, yeah. Hours away until my weekend. I got the feeling. The fever for the flavor of Friday. Welcome to your morning. Welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show. Oh my goodness, did I put my wallet upside down again? Oh, you stupid Sully. Oh, see, I'm really being retentive. Like, I don't want to whip up my wallet. On the train, in the subway station. Don't make yourself a mark. So, I position my wallet in a strategic position as though I can access my T-Pass, my Charlie card, my car fare, without having to whip out my wallet and expose myself to, the sevier elements of society, the needinesses. Car fare. Go. 5:06 a.m. on a Friday morning. We start off our mornings with some gratitude and some patriotism. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare. The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. All right, let's get it on. Welcome to your morning. Welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show here, coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America, North America, planet Earth, which is the third rock from the sun, in this, our very own solar system, which is located in the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, which is part of our local group of galaxies inside a much larger group of galaxies we call the Virgo cluster, which is inside an even bigger superstructure, a large filament. It kind of looks like, if you can imagine, a nerve cell with tendrils and filaments. We call that the Laniakea supercluster of galaxies. And that is within the known universe, which is part of, I guess, what you could reason that might exist. The possibilities are out there in this unfathomed, unmeasured, unrealized multiverse of all possibilities. That's right. Welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show, where we take time out of our day to format our minds, organize ourselves in our intentions. Gratitude has had the best impact on me as a person. Wow. God bless him. Unhoused individual, waiting for the first train of the day, poorly clothed. Oh. And it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit today. It won't get over 50. God bless him. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. Welcome to your weekend. If you have a weekend, some people don't. Some people work all weekend. Some people have 2, maybe 3 jobs. Some people have families to support. They have mortgages, car payments, insurance, the kids' braces. They're still working on their first and second alimonies. They got child support payments for both of those, marriages. you know? Oh boy. Oh, me? I'm blessed and grateful. I really am. I start off my gratitude list in a very unique way. I mean, I've never heard it done like this before. I never really had a model for the gratitude list itself. So this is what I made up on the fly on my own. And I know it works for me. I needed daily repetition, daily practice, daily routine, a discipline. Wax on, wax off. In the old Karate Kid, verbatim. I was never given a model on how to pull this off. So I did it, on my own, like the maverick I am, like the unique individual that I've always been. So I did what I call the foundation. And the foundation, it started with 5. It grew on its own to 6, which blossomed to 8 and is now 9. So I now have the foundation 9. And remember, this is my foundation 9. Your foundation, if you choose to do this Sully method, will be different, shall be different. Results will vary from person to person, as always. So I start off my gratitude list with my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast, and the realization that I've achieved a level of peace that was only elusive to me, which was a change of mind away. And it took a lot of years and a lot of frustration and a lot of bad feelings to get through. Disentangling yourself from entitlements or in anger and failed outcomes and failed expectations. I've achieved peace. I'm still a flawed human. I still have problems. I still have, but I've never been so good at this. I mean, this has really helped. Gratitude has really helped me. I've suffered from the chronic mopies, the chronic lonelies, and the chronic angries, and I have all my life. And this gratitude list has been the most helpful tool in my coping mechanisms, in my toolbox of. It's coming. Actually, it's breathing heavy. That waka waka, that's a joke. A jokey joke. When it comes to the gratitude list, yeah, I do this as an unorganized. I organized it myself. I came up with this method myself. As I started off, I wasn't given a model on how to do it. I didn't know there was an incorrect way to do it. So your gratitude list may differ. Maybe look it up on the internet. I never bothered. I just, went with it, and it was working, and it continues to work. So I'm sticking with what works. Here comes the train. I hear the train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. And please respect the yellow safety line. And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Yeah, here we go. It's Friday. Let's commute. All right, let's get to it. I do the Obi-Wan thing, and it's not. Oh, there we go. That worked. Yeah. speakers off, headphones on, riders grateful. Well, at least they're talking about gratitude. Yeah, but they really got to put that in other languages. That's not a jab at the people that usually don't use headphones. It's to be fair. No, well, President Trump just signed English is the official language of the United States of America. So there's that too. I don't know. But this gratitude list, yeah, it's really helped me. So I've done it my own way. I was watching, it was a couple of years ago, and I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in ghosts. But I believe in synchronicity. Synchronicity are like when odd happenstance that kind of fit together randomly and, unrelatedly. You see how the puzzle pieces fit. You're like, is the cosmos, is God trying to tell me something? I mean, I've always had a thing for synchronicity, and it could be attributed to marijuana use, to cannabis use. I've heard about that too. Oh, Sudoku eyes, whatever the fuck it's called. Sudoku eyes. So fuck. And so I got this gratitude list, the idea of it, during a member stream at Nerdrotic about sometime, I think, late 2019, mid 2020. I had to stop being a member at Gary's about April of 2020. That's when I canceled all my YouTube memberships, and I canceled Netflix, I canceled Hulu. It was locked down. I was on furlough, and I needed to watch my spending. So it wasn't anything personal. There wasn't a negative experience that I never unsubscribed from Gary. I'll still watch his stuff. I'll watch Friday Night Tights. I watch it less and less, but that's got to do with some of the other hosts. You know what I mean? And something personal. It's just more of like, this is my downtime. This is how I unwind. How do we choose to unwind? That's up to us. And so I'm watching. There's a brilliant actor, a man named Clifton Duncan. He's a professionally trained actor, but he's also, very conservative too. Or he's not even very conservative. He just seems like an old school classic liberal with with a balanced view. And he was pretty much ostracized from his trade because it's dominated by lefty, liberal, progressive voices. And he was basically canceled. He can't work in his profession. It's not of anything, and it's not of anything like, he's not evil, he's not hateful, he's just got conservative bent. And that's a sin to these people, seriously. So I got the idea for the gratitude list from Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic. He was like, hey, have you tried gratitude? Not to me personally, he was to someone else in the Zoom call grid, the Brady Bunch thing. So buttons. And so I did. And so in 2020, I adopted the gratitude list. So for almost 5 years, I've been doing this gratitude list. And it did not come with instructions. I feel like Ralph, the greatest American hero in the super suit. It did not come with instructions. So I did the best I could. I cobbled together a method. It's something that worked for me. And it started off with me writing my gratitudes on yellow legal pad and blue medium ballpoint ink. It has to be that because I'm picky. And so, and that's where the power of the gratitude list really kicked in. I had accumulated like a year's worth of gratitude lists. I'd fill up one side of the page, and then I'd just turn the page and do the other side of the page. So I've got like both sides filled out. I've got like several pages, and a couple times my day was going bad. I was having some real sideways moments. And I would read these gratitude lists, my old gratitude lists, and it had this amazing power. That is what gave me perspective. That's what opened my door, opened my eyes, opened my heart to this amazing experience. Morning, Harry. What happened was I was able to count my blessings, literally. I could enumerate them. I could say I had 16 things to be grateful for today. I had 15 yesterday. I had 12 on this day last week.
Next stop, North Quincy.
And it was amazing because it rationally countered my negative self-talk, trying to convince me that there's more bad in my life than good. And here I have literal proof in my hand that I'm reading. I've read it. I've written it. I've said it aloud. It exists. I've made it manifest. I've recapitulated this. And that was the tipping point. It was like a year into it. It took about a year of sticking to it. I call that stick-to-itiveness. And, the art of sticking to things. You have to have some stick-to-itiveness. You got to stick to it. That's the hardest part. The hardest part, as we say here in Boston. So buttons.
North Quincy.
So from there, when I made the transition from the written list to this video form, that's when I adopted the foundation method, my own, Sully's foundation method. Let's call it that. So Sully's foundation method started when I transitioned from paper to video, and this is basically a YouTube show. It needs structure. You need an opening. You need a closing. You need and you need stuff in the middle. I mean, have some structure. You need an act structure. You need to, it's basically unwritten, unedited, unfiltered, from the hip. But it does, require a little, a little bit of structure. It says, so I have, fans of the show knows, I have an opening. I have a closing. And then in the middle, that's the jazz. You know what I mean? You got your beats per minute. You got your time signature. You got your key that we're playing this in. And hey Sully, it's time for your flute solo. Hey Aqualung. So I'm watching Clifton Duncan's show a couple of years ago. Why? Because he was having Gary Beekler Nerdrotic as a guest. Because he's had Clifton Duncan on FNT, Friday Night Tights, a few times. And, so he's returning the favor, being on Clifton's show. And it was the weirdest thing. I felt like Gary was speaking directly to me. That's pretty odd, huh? That's pretty vain. That's an interpretation, huh? But going back, I believe in synchronicity. And I know for a fact that, people out there have been hey, Gary, there's this guy Sully in Boston. He does your gratitude list. He took your idea of the gratitude list. Here he go, and maybe he's seen it. I don't know. I'll ask him, and when I see him in Dallas, if I see him in Dallas, I definitely would love to say, Gary, thank you for the gratitude list. And if he says something such as, well, you do it all wrong, and you're like, well, we're different people. Clearly, you're a father, I'm childless. You're a husband, I am single. You're a homeowner, I have a condo. You're a driver, I'm a pedestrian. There are a lot of differences. But during the Clifton Duncan show, he's talking about, and this is the part where synchronicity kicks in, and this is the part where I feel like, is Gary talking about me? Is he talking to me directly? Because I never watched Clifton Duncan shows. I just tuned in because Gary was on. So this is where the synchronicity kicks in. So he's like, And Gary's like, yeah, gratitude lists. You don't repeat the same things over and over again every day. That's not how you do it. And this is like a paraphrase, and I am kind of mimicry, giving Gary's voice a little mimicry. Why not? He's got a distinctive delivery, and you know, I like Gary. You know, I love him. He's a good guy. But that was you know, I was like, that's exactly how I do my gratitude list. Am I doing it wrong? You know, so that was like, you know, maybe I shouldn't meet him. Maybe like the old cliche, don't meet your heroes. But it's wonderful. I mean, I got this amazing piece of life-altering, positive wisdom. I didn't get it through therapy. I didn't get it through spirituality. I didn't get it through all my seeking. I didn't get it from a book. I didn't get it from self-help. I got it from a random conversation with an ex-felon, recovering addict in recovery. And sometimes it's just wonderful where we get the most helpful things in our lives. And, you know, and I'm so grateful and blessed for Gary Beekler for telling me that. He's actually given me two of the some really solid advices. One was the gratitude list, and the other one was about YouTube. Again, during a member stream. A member stream is where subscribers, paid members of his channel, have the opportunity to come on to a special show with him as the host, and you know, have our very own little mini FNT and Friday Night Tights, like with each other, people that we know from the chat, and get to talk to Gary, ask him questions, and hang out with him. It's really nice. And so Gary had this, had this advice about being a YouTuber. At that time, I was doing it, you know, like this show here, from my phone. I had a tripod, ring light, phone clip. A lot of us start that way. And Gary said, what you really need is a really good microphone, a decent webcam, and something to say. That's a paraphrase. It's not Gary's exact words. Those are my words. And it's a paraphrase, but I feel that distills the spirit of what Gary was giving to me. And that really made an impact on me. The gratitude list and the YouTube advice. So what did I do? I bought a refurbished desktop. I got myself a Blue Yeti kit. Blue Yeti's a really decent, you know, USB microphone. I got myself a decent webcam. It's got HD. It's, you know, it's got its own ring light on it, which makes a big difference.
JFK UMass. Change for Ashmont service, commuter rail, and local bus connections.
And so yeah, synchronicity. So that's my like story about gratitude and the gratitude list itself, and it's my way of doing it because I know it works for me. I know what I need in order for this to have been successful. It took that daily repetition, that the practice, the discipline, the process, and it worked for me. It really did. It's made the biggest difference. It's reformatted my self-talk. I'm no longer, no, it does happen, sure. I'm a human. Of course I overthink. Of course I still use my imagination. Of course I still argue with friends and family and even imaginary enemies online. And now my self-talk is a lot different. It's a better set of filters. It asks me, questions now. It's like, is this really necessary? How is this helping? And the big one is you have to run your anger or your anger will run you. You have to run your day or your
Next
day
stop, Andrew.
will run you. You have to run blank or blank will run you. And that's like really revolutionary for me. And it made a huge difference in my life. So your gratitude list, you can use my method all you want. That thrills me. I love it. it's so interesting. And there is my childhood bedroom. Hello, little Sully. We pass by my old projects every day on my commute. Memory lane. No pun. But I mean, I don't know if there was a right way to do it. There's probably several wrong ways to do it. Like dwelling on negative stuff. You know, I don't know. I just being grateful for people's downfalls and suffering. I would not suggest that. Like, oh, I'm so grateful that Kamala Harris lost. I kind of am. But, I mean, like, we got Trump. I know. There are no winners and losers. We're just don't play the game. Remove yourself from such things. The world turns. The sun rises. There. A sword day. A red day. Now, Riders of Rohan. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, and let me know in the comments section. Are you making a gratitude list? What are you grateful for? What's your system? You know, I got a buddy out there who's making his own gratitude list right now. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's incredibly awesome. You know, are you going to make your own show? Can you make your own show? If you do, will you share the link with us? You don't have to. It's a personal thing, too. But it's I would love to pay this forward. And I have to a couple of people out there. I get some of the nicest comments sometimes. And it's like, wow. You know, sometimes I look at the view count on the show and it's like, why do I do this? Well, because I just do. It's like, the view count isn't as important as it looks. And is it as accurate as it is? I don't know. That's not why I do it. I do it because I'm a spiritual guy. I am an ordained minister of independent faith. I am an amateur theologian. I am an autodidactic, erudite, self-taught spiritual guy. And it's part of like living a good life, I think. It's really helped. I don't know. I hope it helps you. It's helped me. And I have as I said, I suffer from the chronic mopies, the chronic angries, and the chronic lonelies. I have all my life. And it dragged me down for so long. And it's so healthy and so good to have let go of that. Now I can stand up straight. Now my wings can work and I can rise above such stuff. I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. But it's Friday, and I'm really looking forward to my weekend. I'm really looking forward to nothing personal. Now I can man spread just a little bit. You know. I love feminists who are like, oh, they're man spreading. Well, it's shit. I'm not going to crush my junk for fucking nuppity broad like you. I'm grateful for feminism. I'm grateful because it's kept me childless and unmarried. Thank you, feminism. I'm grateful for the weekend. I'm grateful that I have 4 shows to be on this weekend. I've got Wes on Saturday. I'm recording content with Gray from Wakazashi's Tea House. I'm recording content with Jim of Weird Science. And I got my own show, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. I got a huge stack of comic books that I got this week. I even dived through the dollar bin and found 3 old friends that came home with me. They're going on my spinner rack. I got to make room on my spinner rack for these old guys. Love them. And a bunch of new comics, too. I read a bunch of new Marvel books. And I don't read as many DC books as I should, but I read the ones I buy. I got a few. So have a great weekend. Stay grateful. If you're doing a gratitude list, tell me how you're doing it. What's your format? What's your method? What's your process? I'd like to know. I mean, is there a right way to do this? I don't know. I never looked it up. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm gonna either. You know, I'm not an addict, so I've never been in recovery. I didn't learn this from, you know, in some kind of system. I didn't know that there was a wrong way to do it.
Amtrak and the Waterfront Silver Line service to Logan Airport.
And I don't feel that way. Not for the Sully method, you know. It's just, like I said, it's a framework to build up an emotional, spiritual, and psychological muscle memory to pull this off. And guess what? It worked for me, or it's working. And I'm so grateful and blessed that this came into my life. And you people too out there in TV land, thank you so much for tuning in. Think about smashing that like button. Think about leaving a comment. Hit that share button and share this video with your friends and family and loved ones and followers. And if you haven't already,
I
subscribe.
have my work picked already.
Okay.
Next stop, downtown Crossing.
And think about subscribing. I'm on my march. We're on a march to get 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. You can be part. You could be part of this. I can't do this without your help. So be part of it. It would be great. And spread the word. Gratitude will help us make America grateful again. I love that. Some lady I was wearing the hat, and some lady on the walked up to me. She was from a different place than that.
Doors open on the right.
Black lady too, and she was just interested. She came up to me, and she was very brave. She was like, "That hat, is that a mega thing?" I'm like, "No, it's not." And she smiled. I smiled. It's like, it's a bit of like, good-natured satire, and that's what that hat was for, to promote and stimulate conversation. Good-natured, well-intended. And she loved the message that was on that hat. Make America grateful again. And
Next stop, Park Street.
that's a win. And that was the purpose of it, and that was the intention. And that, hopefully my smile says it all. Isn't that great? Awesome. But if you want your own hat, you can make your own hat too. I mean, I left a link in the community tabs. Just make your own hat. Seriously.
Park Street.
Kelly Green. The font is called
Change
Print.
the Green Line service.
Less than
Doors
$20.
will open on both sides.
Make America. First line, grateful again. Second line, you can have your own unofficial bootleg live and learn merchandise. DIY, do it yourself. Just like I did this gratitude list. It was a DIY thing. And guess what? It's made the biggest difference in my life. It really has. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you all weekend on YouTube. And please tune in, subscribe, and we'll catch you later next week with more gratitude in the mornings. All right. Ciao. Bye-bye.